No one noticed Eli Carter when he walked through the rain. That was normal. On Earth Sector 9, delivery boys were invisible. People saw the floating billboards, the sky trains, the armed patrol drones, but never the man carrying a brown delivery case on his back. Eli liked it that way. He was 23, thin, quiet, and always tired. His job was simple. Take sealed packages from the orbital docks and deliver them to places no one else wanted to go. Old labs. Abandoned stations. Dead cities left behind after wars no one talked about anymore. Tonight's delivery was different. The address kept changing. At first, Eli thought his wrist map was broken. The blue light flickered, then showed a new location, sublevel Vault 13A. That place was not on public maps. It was listed as decommissioned 50 years ago. Eli stopped walking. Rain slid off his hood. Neon lights reflected on the wet street like broken stars. Must be a system error, he whispered. But the case on his back suddenly felt heavier, warmer, and then it vibrated. Eli swallowed hard. Delivery rules were clear. Never open a sealed package. Never ask questions. Never refuse a route. So he walked. The vault entrance was hidden behind a collapsed transit tunnel. No guards. No lights. Just a black door made of metal older than most cities. Eli stood in front of it, heart beating fast. His wrist map buzzed once. Delivery confirmed. Speak clearly. Speak. Eli said. The door stayed silent. Eli sighed. This is stupid. He stepped closer and read the small text engraved into the metal. The letters were strange, sharp lines, circles inside circles. It looked like a language from a history channel. Probably just decoration, he muttered. Without thinking, Eli read the symbols out loud. The sound that came from his mouth was not English. It was deep, heavy, old. The air shook. The vault door woke up. Lights exploded across the metal. Red turned to gold. The ground trembled as hidden machines screamed to life. Eli staggered back. What did I just say? He whispered. The door slowly opened. Inside was darkness, and something breathing. Eli should have run. Any normal human would have. But his legs refused to move. A low voice rolled out of the vault, not loud, but powerful, like a mountain speaking. The star tongue lives. Elias Tiestbinen. I don't understand, he said. The voice answered again, clearer now. No living human has spoken these words in 10,000 cycles. Lights turned on inside the vault. Eli saw it then. A figure sat on a throne made of black crystal and gold. Tall. Not human. Its skin looked like stone mixed with starlight. Its eyes burned blue. Chains of energy held the figure in place. Eli dropped the delivery case. I'm just a delivery boy, he said quickly. I don't know anything. I swear. The figure tilted its head. That is why you were chosen. Eli's stomach turned cold. Chosen for what? The chains cracked. Across the galaxy, alarms began to scream dead on warships hidden in deep space. Ancient symbols flashed on dead screens. Old commanders, beings who had ruled stars before humans learned fire, felt something they had not felt in ages. Fear. On a distant throne world, a blind alien priest collapsed to his knees. The language, the priest whispered. The dead language has been spoken again. Back in the vault, Eli felt pressure inside his head. Images flashed, stars exploding, massive human fleets, ancient battles where humans stood alone against gods. He screamed and fell to his knees. Stop. Please. The figure on the throne watched him carefully. You carry the echo, it said. Human voices were never meant to shape the star tongue, yet yours does. Eli gasped for air. I don't want this, he said. Take it back. The figure was silent for a long moment, just tired. It is too late. The chains shattered. The vault shook violently. Dust fell from the ceiling. Somewhere above, drones detected massive energy spikes. Eli krolet bakvod. You're free now, he said. That's your delivery, right? So, I can go. The figure stood. It was taller than any human, nearly touching the ceiling. Power rolled off it like heat. Free, it said. No. It stepped closer. Awakened. Eli's wrist map screamed. Galactic priority alert. Unknown language detected. Source Earth. Outside the vault, the sky darkened as ships appeared. Human and alien alike. Weapons charged. Target systems locked onto the underground signal. Eli felt tears burn his eyes. What happens to me now? The figure looked at him, not as a god looks at a human, but as a soldier looks at another soldier. Now, it said, the galaxy will remember why humans were erased from the old histories. Eli's blood ran cold. Erased? The figure raised a hand. Symbols burned in the air. Because you were never weak. A shockwave exploded from the vault. And Eli Carter, the invisible delivery boy, disappeared from every human system at once. Far above Earth, a human general stared at his screen in horror. That language, he whispered. That's impossible. His aide looked pale. Sir, the records say only one species ever spoke it. The general swallowed. Yeah, he said quietly. And the galaxy killed them for it. Eli woke up screaming. But no sound came out. He floated in darkness, weightless, cold, and afraid. His body felt real, yet far away, like he was inside his own shadow. Slowly, light appeared. Blue symbols burned in the air around him, moving like living things. They were the same symbols from the vault door. The same words he had spoken without knowing how. Eli tried to. The darkness folded inward, becoming a vast chamber made of light and metal. No walls. No ceiling. Just endless space filled with stars. Eli was standing now. In front of him stood the ancient being from the vault. Up close, it looked even more unreal. Its face was sharp, carved like a statue. Lines of glowing blue ran across its skin, pulsing slowly, like a heartbeat. You kidnapped me, Eli said. The galaxy is probably trying to kill me right now. The being nodded once. Correct. That's not comforting. For the first time, the being showed something close to emotion. Amusement. You speak with courage, it said. That is also very human. Eli crossed his arms. You keep saying that like it means something. It means everything. The being raised one long finger. The stars around them shifted. Suddenly, Eli was no longer standing in light. He was standing on a battlefield. The sky was red. Ships burned as they fell from orbit. The ground shook under the feet of millions of soldiers, humans, real humans. Not weak, not scared. They wore dark armor and carried weapons that bent space itself. Their eyes burned with focus, not fear. Eli starevin sok. This isn't real. It is memory, the being said. Yours buried deep. Eli watched a human commander raise her hand. When she spoke, the same strange language came from her mouth. The star tongue. The enemy froze. Massive alien war gods, beings taller than buildings, screamed as their bodies broke apart like glass. Eli's heart pounded. That language, it's a weapon. No, the being corrected. It is command. The battlefield vanished. They stood among stars again. Humans were the first to learn it, the being continued. Not by design. By survival. Eli shook his head. But history says humans were weak. Almost wiped out. Protected by alliances. The being's eyes glowed brighter. History was rewritten. The stars changed again. Now Eli saw humans sitting at tables with alien leaders. Treaties were signed. Smiles were shared. Then betrayal. Alien fleets turned their weapons on human worlds. Billions died in silence. Eli clenched his fists. Why? He whispered. Because humans learned something no other species could accept, the being said. The scene shifted one final time. Eli saw humans erasing themselves from records, destroying their own weapons, locking away the star tongue in deep vaults, choosing weakness, choosing survival. They chose to forget, Eli said softly. They chose to live, the being replied. And one day to return. Eli felt something awaken inside his chest. Not power. Resolve. So why me? The being looked at him for a long moment. Because you are unseen, it said. And the unseen survive long enough to change everything. Suddenly, pain hit Eli like fire. Symbols burned into his mind. Words formed without sound. Meaning without language. He screamed. The stars shook. Outside this hidden space, alien fleets locked onto Earth. Human defense systems failed one by one. Panic spread across worlds. And Eli was learning. He saw how the star tongue worked, not as magic, but as truth spoken into reality. It did not force the universe. It reminded it. He collapsed to his knees. Stop, he begged. I can't take any more. The being placed a hand near his head, never touching. You can, it said. Because humans always could. The pain faded. Eli breathed hard. When he looked up, something was different. The symbols no longer scared him. They felt familiar. An alarm echoed through the chamber. Red light flashed. They have found us, the being said calmly. Who? Eli asked, though he already knew. The Star Kings. Space tore opened and a massive golden ship emerged, covered in ancient markings. Smaller warships followed like wolves. Return the human, it commanded. He cannot speak what is not his. Eli stood, lekschmacking. They're talking about me. The being nodded. Yes. Eli swallowed. And if they get me? The being's voice turned cold. They will burn your mind and erase the last echo of human command. Eli looked at the stars, at Earth far away, at the billions of normal people who had no idea what was coming. He laughed once, weak and nervous. I used to worry about late deliveries, he said. Now I'm the problem of the galaxy. The being watched him carefully. You can still run, it said. I can hide you. Eli thought of his old life. Being invisible. Being safe. Then he thought of the battlefield. The erased history. The lie. He shook his head. No, he said. Humans already hid once. The being smiled. Truly this time. Then speak. Eli turned toward the invading fleet. His heart raced. He opened his mouth. And the universe listened. Silence spread across space. Not empty silence, fearful silence. The golden ships of the Star Kings froze in place. Their weapons were charged. Their armies were ready. But they did not move. Because Eli Carter had spoken. The words were calm, clear, simple. Yet they shook the stars. The star tongue rolled out from him like a wave. Not loud. Not angry. Just true. The universe answered. The ancient being beside Eli bowed its head. The command has been accepted. Eli's hands trembled. I didn't tell them to stop, he whispered. The being looked at him with respect. You reminded them who humans are. Across the galaxy, systems woke up. Old machines buried under human cities activated for the first time in thousands of years. Hidden stations came online. Forgotten fleets unlocked their power cores. Humanity's past stirred. On Earth, generals stared at screens filled with impossible symbols. Those systems were myths, one officer said. No, another whispered. They were locks. The skies above human worlds changed. Not with invasion. With return. The Star Kings reacted too late. Their massive golden flagship tried to fire. The command never reached the weapon. Reality refused. Cracks spread across the ship's hull. Light bent inward. The ship folded like paper and vanished without an explosion. Panic spread through the enemy fleet. This is impossible, a Star King roared. Humans are weak. Eli heard the voice inside his mind. He answered. Humans are quiet, he said. There's a difference. He spoke again. The star tongue carried his words, not as threat, but as law. Enemy ships lost direction. Power drained. Weapons turned cold. They were not destroyed. They were ended. The ancient being stepped forward. Long ago, it said to the Star Kings, you called humans dangerous because they could speak truth into the universe. The being turned to Eli. You were afraid of them because they did not rule with force, but with understanding. Eli felt the weight of history press on him. So you erased us, he said. The Star Kings said nothing. They couldn't. The language no longer obeyed them. Then something unexpected happened. Human ships arrived. Not thousands. Millions. From hidden systems. From dark space. From places no map remembered. They did not fire. They formed a wall. The galaxy watched. Other species watched. They waited for revenge. It did not come. Eli looked at the ancient being. What now? The being smiled. Now humanity chooses. Eli took a breath. He thought of delivery routes. Then, being unseen, being small, he thought of survival. He spoke one final time. Humanity will not rule, Eli said. The star tongue carried it everywhere. We will not erase you like you tried to erase us. A pause. But we will not hide again. The universe listened. The Star Kings fell. Not in death. In irrelevance. Their empires lost power overnight. Their authority vanished. Their rule became memory. Across the galaxy, oppressed species felt chains break. Humanity did not take the throne. They removed it. Days later, Eli stood on Earth again. No bolt. No throne. Just a quiet street. The rain had stopped. The ancient being stood beside him, smaller now. Weaker. My purpose is complete, it said. What happens to you? Eli asked. The being looked up at the stars. I will rest. And me? The being smiled. You will deliver something greater than packages. Eli nodded softly. Yeah, he said. Figures. A child ran past him, chasing a drone. Life went on. Above, the stars felt closer. Kinda.